So it's official, my Alfa Romeo 4C is now for sale. Although it's not advertised anyway, I'm giving you guys a chance to learn everything you need to know about this car, how much I'm going to sell it for, what you need to know about it, how much it would cost you to run and buy if you wanted to buy this baby supercar. But before we get into all of that content, I need to give a huge shout out to the video sponsors this week, BOTB. Now, have you ever wanted to win a supercar before? Now, BOTB did a supercar winners competition a couple of months back, but now they're doing it again. And you guys have a chance to win yourself up to 8 supercars. And these include cars like Lamborghinis, McLaren, Aston Martin, Ferrari, a Porsche GT3 RS. All of that for the price of a coffee, and in this current climate, you might as well have a go. BOTB have given away over 32 million quid's worth of cars since 1999. And next week's winner is going to be a special one because it is going to be a supercar winner. Tickets for the competition will range from just £2.30 to £3.35. And these are their best prices ever. And I don't know when they're going to do this kind of competition again. So make sure you get in the pot. Links in the description below. All you have to do to enter is be 16 or over. The competition is worldwide, and you also have a chance to win 20 grand in the boot of the car. And also BOTB will contribute towards the first year's insurance. I think that is pretty good going. But if you want to buy my actual car, let's talk about that now. The next part of the video was filmed pre-lockdown, so yeah, that's why I'm driving, and I look slightly different in that video. Let's do this.
I tell you what though guys, this car is so quick. It is so quick. You mix lightweight and a decent engine, and it's a recipe for some quick speed. I think there's always an element sometimes when you wanted something for so long, and I wanted this car for ages, that now I've done it. But yeah, I mean, I've wanted this Alfa Romeo 4C for ages. Those of you who have been subscribed to the channel for a really long time will know that I created a video nearly 3 years ago actually, saying that this is a car that I really wanted, and now I've achieved that. Now, this is nothing against the 4C at all. This car is brilliant. It's an incredible car. It's pretty bulletproof as well, because a number of people would say, oh, it's Alfa Romeo, is the 4C reliable? It's really reliable, it really is. And I've driven it, I've done about 5,000 miles in the car, because it's not a car that you use every day for everything. And one of the things that I've realized is that it is such a special car. The amount of people that look at this thing is unbelievable. You drive it down a road, not even making any noise, and the looks that this car gets, it's just because it's so special. It is a special car. Now, as I said at the start of the video, I know there'll be people watching this going, oh my god, you can never sell the 4C ever. It'll be worth a load in 10 years, but I'm not in a financial position to be able to hold on to this for that long. I need to keep evolving. I need to keep experiencing new cars, because that's a personal thing. I very rarely get emotionally attached to cars. I think the one car that I could say I did have an emotional attachment to was the Abarth, and it's because we started YouTube with it, and it was a car that meant so much for me and helped basically elevate me to where I am now. And I'm not saying the 4C hasn't done that. No, not at all. The 4C ultimately has helped grow even further. But I feel that we're almost closing this chapter. So I know I've had a few people send me some messages on Instagram saying, oh, I really like the spec of your car. There's not many black ones out there. There aren't many with low mileage. I'd love to buy your car. And I've always kind of gone back saying, no, this is not for sale. Well, for anybody who is watching this video and is interested in this car, then drop me a message on Instagram. But please don't mess around and don't just send me a message, because I will do some vetting. I'm not just going to turn up and let everybody see this car, because it's not going to work that way. It's been busy today. But for the purpose of people who would be seriously interested in this car, I'll tell you a bit about it. So this car has just ticked over the 10,000 mile clock thing. So it's just hit 10,000 miles. So it's still pretty much new in the grand scheme of things. It's mileage is low. What else? I'm not doing a good job of selling this car. I mean, you guys know, you've seen this car on the channel, you know what it's about. The car should pretty much sell itself. It's incredible. The noises this thing makes, I mean, if I was just... You get that beautiful noise that comes out of the race exhaust, because this has a race exhaust as standard. You do get that gorgeous 1.75 litre engine directly behind you, which is just epic. And if you time it right, you get some very nice kind of turbo wastegate chatter, which is always great to hear for that die-hard petrol head. And this is what this car really is, you know, it's a special car that for someone who wants one of these, whether it be to sit in the garage and store for, you know, the special occasion here and there to take it out, or someone, if they wanted to daily it, it'd be hard to daily this, I'm not going to lie. I could quite easily turn around and tell you all that, yeah, it's easy to daily, don't worry guys, it's all good. But it isn't the easiest car to daily. You can do it, but I wouldn't recommend it, if that makes sense. But also that way, what it does mean is that when you do get in this car, it feels even more special. And I think that's the whole point of all of this, is the fact that it makes you feel special. Now? Why am I thinking to get rid now? Well, it kind of all lines up with some of the stuff. It kind of aligns with some of the stuff that I've got planned for 2020, and I can't share too much pictures yet, but I've got some really cool ideas. And ultimately my personal car doesn't really mean anything, because I'm fortunate to be working with a lot of brands, and I'm very fortunate, thanks to you guys with all the views and the subs, that we get some really cool experiences. It's not really an issue with content. I know some people have, in fact someone put a message in the comment section of one of my last videos to say, you know, sell the car, you've created loads of content on it already, it's time to move on to something else. And yes, there's an element of that, you know, as a YouTuber I need to keep content fresh, but it's not really about that, because really my personal car doesn't really make a difference as to my content. I can get cars, I can film other stuff, and I share my own journey with you. That's the beauty of YouTube, is I can share what I want with you, and I share anything with you guys, and I love that. So my personal car doesn't really matter. But I have a couple of itches here and there that I'd like to scratch. There's a couple of cars that I've wanted for a very long time as well, that I would love to explore buying. I know some people are instantly going to write in the comment section, Giulia Quadrifoglio, Giulia Quadrifoglio. It might not be a Giulia Quadrifoglio, who knows? And this thing handles flipping now. The way this handles is unreal. It literally is an absolute go-kart. The one thing that I haven't done with this, and I know people will say, oh, you really should, is get this on a track. But I don't want to get this on a track because, well, it costs an arm and a leg to insure, I don't know, I'm just not really a track driver, but I'm sure someone who potentially would buy this would love to do that. The ride comfort on this thing is, it's not too bad, if I'm being honest with you. It really isn't too bad. I mean, yes, you feel every bump and judder, but you get used to that pretty quickly. And the reality of it is if it was a soft ride, it wouldn't handle anywhere near as good as it does. The only thing this one doesn't have, so this obviously is a 2015 model, so it doesn't have the cruise control, which if you're doing a long journey, you probably would want the cruise control, so you don't have that. I don't know if you can have it retrofitted or whatnot, but yeah, that's something that isn't on this one.
What about things like ownership costs? How much does this 4C cost to run? Well, it's not actually that expensive, if I'm honest with you, and that's what the point I'm trying to make is that I'm not even considering getting rid of this because I can't afford to run it. Actually, I can. It's such an affordable car to run. The reason that I want to get rid of it is just because I want to try new things, guys. That's pretty much it. And it's not nothing against the car. I love the car. It's incredible. It's in incredible condition as well. But in terms of ownership, what's it like? So, you know, when I bought this car, and I'm being very transparent here because I want you guys to realize just how attainable one of these is, because of the fact of the price and because of the residuals on this car. And that's what's really important. Residuals on cars, particularly when you're financing, that is what you really need to be looking for. But this car specifically, so I put 7 grand down on this car, and I'm paying just under 300 quid a month. So 300 quid a month to finance this 4C with a 7 grand deposit. I think that was about 20% of the value. And yeah, it's
running costs are pretty cheap, if I'm honest with you. Fuel on this car costs around about 45 quid to fill it up from a full tank, so it really isn't that expensive to fill up at all. With regards to mileage, what you'll get from it, you get approximately, I think, around 250 miles to the tank if you drive it conservatively. If you really put your foot down, then expect to see not much at all, if I'm being honest with you. But that's the beauty with it, is that if you want to drive it slowly, you can. You've got 6 gears, you can cruise in it if you really want to. What about insurance? It costs me around about £105 a month to insure this. So really, my total outgoings on the Alfa Romeo 4C, they're around about 400 quid a month, which is great. You know, it's absolutely great. And if this is something that you're interested in, if you want a bit of 4C, I know Abarth owners love this car. You know, this car here it almost feels like a natural progression into a 4C after you've owned an Abarth, because it's the next step up. It's much quicker. They are tunable, of course. This is it's a stock car, but a remap to that, 280 horsepower, and that'll probably do 0 to 60 in probably about 4 seconds flat, I would say. I'm not sure if it will be anything less than that, but it's quick enough. It's quick, it's so fast. And of course, you get things such as carbon fiber tubs. Excuse how dirty the car is. Carbon fiber tub in this. You don't get many cars at all with carbon fiber tubs anymore. It just doesn't happen. There you go. You don't get cars with carbon fiber tubs anymore until you start to go into serious supercar categories like McLarens and all of that kind of stuff. But you get it from the 4C. So yeah, let's quickly jump in the car and I will talk to you a little bit more about how you go about financing this if you wanted it, and how you could take this off my hands if you are serious. For those in the comment section, I'm sorry. I know you're fuming. Some of you guys are smashing keyboards right now going, no, you can't sell the 4C. Steph, don't sell the 4C. If you want my 4C, then head over to Instagram, send me a DM, only if you're serious. If you're not serious, then please don't. But if you are, and it's a car that you've been after for a while, and you've heard the finance numbers that I've given you earlier on, and actually think that's something that you can make work, then yeah, you know, let me know. You know, I've got no real intention of letting it go for a silly price. I'd probably be looking around about 35 grand for the car, being open and transparent. And yeah, we'll take it from there, I guess. But like I said, I'm not in a rush, guys, so don't send me no crappy offers.